My name's Heidi Catlin. I'm the Policy Advisor for Infrastructure Skills. I'm also a Level 4 Business Admin Apprentice here at DfT. And I thought I'd talk to you a little bit today about being a young woman in DfT and how I came into the civil service, and also a little bit about Modern Muse. So where I began, I didn't go to university. I never saw it as an option for myself. I didn't want to commit to a course that I had a feeling I'd probably drop out of or I'd lose interest in, and I didn't really want to commit to paying that much money to go to university either. After telling my careers advisors I didn't want to go to university, they didn't know what to do with me. I was sort of swept to the side and I was put in sort of a grey area of what do we do with you. So I went out looking for a job and I stumbled across an apprenticeship at the London Transport Museum. When I mentioned this to my careers advisor, I was told that apprenticeships were for low-skilled people and I should avoid going anywhere near an apprenticeship. This made no sense to me because I was already working part-time when I was looking for this job. I was working part-time on a farm, and I was also working at a pub as well. And I was doing my A-levels at this time, so I was already earning money while gaining qualifications, so I didn't understand why an apprenticeship seemed like such a bad idea. My parents were exactly the same. They shared the same sort of views on apprenticeships, and they really didn't want me to apply for it. So like every rebellious teenager, I went and did it anyway. The role at the museum was mostly about supporting young people, giving them help with their CVs, building their confidence, giving them interview skills, and also helping them to see the variety of careers that are available in the transport and engineering sector. And as someone who had never really had any of that, I really wanted to be in that role because I could see that it would make a small positive change. So I spent the next year there running their Inspire Engineering programme, and I got to work with TfL and Siemens engineers to sort of talk to kids about career options in transport. This is where I met one female engineer in particular who was a real inspiration to me. She's the project manager for the Northern Line Tunnel Extension project, and she works in a hugely male-dominated sector. She's in the engineering sector, but she totally owns it. She was part of my steering group. She volunteered at every opportunity to talk to kids, careers advisors, teachers on engineering and transport careers opportunities. And she was also part of a movement that saw female personal protective equipment being brought into TfL. So that was glasses that weren't huge. They actually fitted female faces a little bit better. Your orange PPE, the jackets and trousers were actually made to fit women because they were actually just using sort of your bog standard, what they call unisex PPE at the time. And it's those small changes that no one had thought of, but makes a huge difference to including women in the workplace. And she really made me start thinking about women in the sector. And when I started attending events, I found myself looking around the room at a lot of white men, thinking, there aren't enough women here, where are the women? And this was a real turning point for me. And I think that was a real moment where I realised I wanted to be a woman in transport, and I wanted to work in the transport sector. I wanted to try and make a difference, even if that was only going to be a small difference. I actually met my current line manager at a Careers Toolkit launch event. We got talking about skills and what it was to work in the transport industry, which we were both very passionate about. And 4 months down the line, I found out about an opening in her team. And I was so nervous at this interview because I wanted the role so badly and I was so passionate about it that I genuinely did not know how to answer the questions because I just had so much to say. But here I am, so I didn't completely fail the interview. And the role was a huge jump for me. It was a lot more responsibility, I had a lot more to learn. Civil service language is just like a completely different world. Add that with some transport acronyms and I had no clue what people were saying half the time. In my first meeting that I sat in to take notes at, I was trying to capture every single word that every single person around that table said. So I was writing notes at the speed of light and hoping that I caught everything because I had no clue what was relevant in that conversation or not. And there was a good 12 people around that table having a very in-depth conversation. So it was very difficult. But I'm a big believer in doing something every day that scares you. So I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and went for it. One of the best pieces of advice that I was ever given is don't fake it till you make it, fake it till you become it. So to explain this, I used to actively avoid networking. I knew it was a key to being successful in my career, but I absolutely hated it. I did suck it up. I put on a fake front, I faked being the person that I wanted to be, and I went out and networked. A few weeks ago, I represented the Industry Apprenticeship Council at a parliamentary event, and I chatted away to people about being an apprentice, about the skills agenda, and in particular what DfT was doing, with people that I had never really met before. 2 years ago, I could not order food in a restaurant. I couldn't answer the phone, and I couldn't do anything by myself. And here I was, talking on behalf of my organisation about apprenticeships with people that I had never met before. I've actually become that person that I used to fake being, that I desperately wanted to be, and I didn't actually realise this until last week. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for the incredible support that I've had. DfT is one of the nicest places that I've ever worked at, and I was really grateful for this at the beginning. Everyone was so patient, everyone was so willing to break down processes and the language and explain what an acronym meant or how we go about doing something in the civil service, so I was really grateful for that. From day one, my manager was also great, and she set an example for me and made me feel like I was able to say when I was confused or when I needed help. Working here has allowed me to be the person that I aspire to be. And now this is the real me, and I don't need my false shell anymore. I think that really shows the power of an inclusive workplace, and I think it's a credit to DfT because they do have that inclusive workplace. I'm also unbelievably grateful for this job because I love what I do. We all get on the tube, we all moan when our trains are late or when something decides to strike or when you're standing in the rain for 20 minutes and then 3 buses turn up at once. But no one actually ever considers the human element of transport and the people that are behind all of that, the thought that goes into things. Everyone's thinking about getting from A to B, but you don't think about the people behind it. In my role, I work with all of our arms length bodies, and I get to help implement apprenticeships into their organisations, and it is so rewarding. I've been down to the Crossrail Tunnel at Liverpool Street, and I've seen the apprentices, and more importantly, the young women who are building the infrastructure of the future. They're leaving a legacy and becoming role models for generations to come. I work in transport because I want to be one of those women who are able to pull other women up the career ladder with them. I've been lucky to have incredible role models, but so many talented young women never know their own potential because they don't have a role model and they don't have people talking to them about transport careers. This is why I signed up to Modern Muse. This is a site where women in the sector can sign up and create a profile that shows your career path. It maps everything from your secondary school education, your A-level choices, how that led on to the degree that you took or the apprenticeship route that you took, whatever your route. And it's there to map out for young people that there are so many options available and so many different routes. I became a Muse and I volunteer my time with the organisation because I want to give young women the career advice that I never had. I want to help young women realise their potential and help get them onto the career ladder into successful roles where they rightfully belong. So I wobbled on a bit, and I have 3 things that I'd like to summarise with, and a bit of an ask as well. The first thing I would say is always push yourself out of your comfort zone. It is terrifying, but it is also quite rewarding in the end. The second thing is please sign up to Modern Muse. If anyone would like to come and talk to me about it, I have leaflets. I'm more than willing to help people sign up. It's very quick and easy, and it does make a real difference. And my third and final point that I'll leave you with is, as you move up the career ladder, please pull other young women up with you too. Be a role model and support all these young, wonderful, talented young women and help them to grow and succeed.